And we are live. Hello, 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 hello. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Belo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. It's the big one. It's the biggest fixture in South African football. We have Kaizer Chiefs playing against Orlando Pirates, and this is one of the most, if not the most important fixture of the Soweto Derby in recent years. The most decisive one we've just played was last May, where Chiefs won the Nedbank Cup. I'm sure that still stings to Abo Market because we ended our trophy drought with them. How beautiful is that? So in this video, we're looking at 5 things. Number 1, we're going to look at the form and what it means for the derby. We're going to look at the systems and the key players for this match. We're going to look at the danger for Chiefs. We're going to look at the danger for Pirates. And then last but not least, based on all of that, we're going to give match predictions of where do I think or how do I think this match will end, given all the things that I have just mentioned. So do me a favor, as you are joining in, please tell me where you're watching from. Number 1, subscribe to the channel, and if you've been around for a while, well then, and you have subscribed, you can just like the video so that YouTube can know Guti people are enjoying this video, and in that way they can show it to more people like you. We are targeting 1,000 likes by the end of the stream, so to make sure that you like the video. Right, so let's talk about Chiefs and why this game is so important for Chiefs. So if we just look at the form, not in any other competition, look at the league table. If you look at the league table, you will soon realize that it still looks flatteringly like Kaizer Chiefs are in the title race, and a lot of people have said that it's just one win and Chiefs are back. Chiefs right now have played 16 games, yeah? Chiefs have played 16 games while Pirates have played 17. And Sekhukhune were above us have 32 points after 18 games. One win, Chiefs have 33 points, right? So they will have 33 points if they win against Pirates, which means the gap between Chiefs and the second place Sundowns will be 5 points. And we still play Sundowns and we still play Pirates. Now, I am saying these things out loud and I'm realizing that I'm sounding crazy based on the fact that people don't believe that Chiefs can win the league, and I am people and I believe that Chiefs cannot win the league and will not win the league. So I'm saying it out loud because I know that there are those of us who are very optimistic. There are some of us who still believe that Chiefs can win the league, and I'm not one of those. I just want to make that very clear. So yeah, I don't think Chiefs can win the league, but for those of you who believe that Chiefs can win the league, Chiefs beating Pirates means Chiefs are 5 points behind Pirates in the league, which is also 5 points behind the Sundowns, which would then mean if Chiefs were to beat Sundowns and to beat the Pirates, Sundowns drops points from somewhere, then Chiefs are in a very good spot. But, I don't think that's going to happen. So given Chiefs' run of form, does this guy actually think they win the derby? Now, that sounds like Kumpilo was doing a match prediction and you said you're going to do it at the end. No, we are not doing predictions yet, but we're talking about the fact that given the fact that this is a derby, the form of how the team will play is not so relevant as much as the mentality of the players. And this is where I think it gets very important because, one, I don't think there's a Chiefs fan who wants to lose the derby. But there are some who would rather lose the derby if it means losing the coaches. I know, I've seen it on social media, and if I'm being honest, I have this feeling, Yoguti, maybe if they lost the derby, they are gone. and at least we play the rest of the season planning for next year. And this kind of forces the management to start looking for new coaches. But at the same time, do I really believe that the Kaizer Chiefs management could fire them even if they lost the derby? I don't think so. I really don't. I will say one of the weirdest things you'll hear. I think that at this point, if Chiefs are so afraid of bringing a new interim manager who they will have to pay out of pocket, I would go as far as to say Shepard could be a caretaker coach for the remainder of the season because he's already training with the squad. So if Chiefs were to fire these coaches, let's say if Chiefs lost the game, then that would mean that they would need to find a caretaker coach. And I think with Dylan Shepard, not Uguti, he's going to be a good coach for the Chiefs next season, no. But on a caretaker role, I would take him. If that means the Chiefs are trying to avoid paying someone, then you can accept taking Dylan Shepard if you are trying to avoid costs. Do I like the idea of just trying to avoid costs, even if it means you are costing us football-wise? Absolutely not. But I would rather have Dylan Shepard at this point rather than these two. Because if you look at the body language, we are talking about the derby here, and we still have another derby and another game against Sundowns. Uguti, when we say games like this are not just about how the team is coached, but about how the players show up, how the players' mentality is on the day, then I don't think these coaches have gotten the right mentality out of these players, which is why I am saying that rather have Shepard and players will know that, okay, he's an interim manager and now we're basically auditioning for next season. I accept that. But what I can't accept is having these two coaches for the remainder of the season after the derby. Now, obviously, there is a scenario where Chiefs wins the derby, right? And if Chiefs wins the derby, that means now the coaches are staying, which is again a double-edged sword, because on one hand, we are happy Chiefs won the derby, we did not lose to Pirates, but on the other hand, it also means that those two are staying. So we are torn. And then you have Pirates on the other hand, who have not won in their last two games, lost against Kaizer, lost against, who was this other team? They lost against Sundowns. So they first lost against Sundowns, then they lost against Kaizer, which says to me, nah, but confidence-wise, they wouldn't be that great. However, Pirates at least have a system to fall back on, which is what we are going to look at quickly, not too much. We don't want to get too analytical, but we will get analytical. But before I do that, let me read some of the comments that are already here. Usfiso Kaula is saying, Ola Butimpilo, watching from Potchefstroom, hoping that amachita azolwa bayeke ukuhlekisa ngathi kanje phela umoya useyaphela manje njengoba lingaphela umoya nje. I hear you, Sfiso. I hear you. Wait a second. Let me look at the next comment. The next comment, Potchefstroom, because it's fine. Travis is saying, Ola Brampilo, how's it there? It's Trevor watching from Northern Cape. I think Trevor has been, yeah. Shout out to you, Trevor, representing people from Northern Cape. David Tema is saying, David from Polokwane, at this point, you just hope things turn out right tomorrow and the rest of the season, because in the coaches, we don't believe. We are clear there. I think it has taken a lot of you guys a long time to do this, but I think that you finally realize that I wasn't crazy this whole time when I was telling you that these coaches are not good enough. So, yeah, vindication to me, but it means Chiefs are losing, which I don't like. But because it sucks, even though you know that the people who are losing are those two guys who betrayed their friend. But at the same time, Chiefs are also losing. And I don't like it when Chiefs lose. Like, I just don't. It's draining. In every aspect, it's just draining. I can't take it. I just can't. Next comment is from the Piper Ripper, who's saying they need to lose the derby and the next game right after. We need it in sequence. Yeah, well, that's the weird thing, but it's the truth. Most Chiefs fans are torn. Most people are torn. Like, yo, let me see where people are. I want to start a poll and see what people are going to say. Would you rather lose the derby if it means the coaches will get fired? Let me ask you that question. Would you rather lose the derby if that means the coaches get fired? I want to see what people are saying. If you are saying yes, and then that means you say you'd rather lose the derby so that they can get fired. Wow, it's 50-50. We will check on the poll later on, but people will vote, obviously. And then General is saying, Itumeleng watching from Pocham, Limpopo. Umthokozi Sishabalala is saying, Mpilo ends and parted ways with Durban City. Ungatini when they fire the coaches in management 10. Yo. And as Bafetu, if Ernst Middendorp was a black person, I think we'd all sit here and say he has a strong muti. Because Ernst Middendorp keep on getting these jobs, and I don't know what that means. Like, he keeps on getting all of these jobs, and I'm like, but how is this guy getting all of these jobs? Because he keeps on messing up everywhere he goes, yet he keeps on getting the jobs. So I think that Chiefs, it's not beyond Chiefs to do such a thing. It's a stupid thing, but I think Chiefs would do it. I think they would. And that sucks to even think about the fact that they could do such a thing. But I know they could do it. I know they could do it. Which just sucks. It sucks so much. It really does suck. But Tigek was so teen, Pel. What are we going to say? Because the team got the next comment is from Umlosh, who's saying, win or lose, I don't see any world where these coaches get fired before the end of the season. You know them Taungs and their brand image and PR machine. They kept them during the January window. Yeah, that's a sad thing. That's a sad reality, Uguti. They want to keep the brand squeaky clean, even if it means compromising results. People, them Taungs at least, would rather have a team that just, performs. I mean, that looks properly run. It just sucks. I think Khosi is saying, Olampilo Ati here from Kaizer in Cape Town. Uteg Mfukeng is saying, can we lose so that they can go? Who makes 4 changes in one go? That kill the game, right? Like, sometimes they make 1 change and then the fans demand more changes, so then they make 4. You're like, no, find balance when see what the game needs. Don't just go to one extreme or the other. Don't be stupid. Use your brain. Sbusiso is saying, show Mpilo, show Sbusiso. Ukailihle is saying, Ola Puti, I think it's a big problem with substitution. In the substitution, they always get them wrong. We're going to get to that point when we talk about the weaknesses of Chiefs and also look at the weaknesses of Pirates. Our South African soccer history saying Vilakazi versus Mfukeng reminds me of Dr. Khumalo versus Tebogo Mloyi. Sekukusho nje ukuthi Vilakazi versus Mfukeng because we know that it's Mfukeng versus, I don't know, Peterson, because Abo Vilakazi at this point, we are not, they are not the key players for Chiefs anymore. And at this point, both of them are sitting on the bench. Spusiso Fan is saying, so if we get a coach, who do you add as his assistant? Let's say they go for Mnit. I don't think now they should go for that coach. I think now they should go for a caretaker. Because if they go for a coach now, have they vetted that coach well enough? Have they done all the due diligence that they need to do? Like, have they talked, or are they desperate and just accepting and promising the coach things that they won't keep? You understand? So that is what I'm saying. Right now, Chiefs should get a caretaker, and you understand that he's a caretaker to the end of the season. But the caretaker, I can see them doing that. Even Ushepard comes in, he takes us to the end of the season. Ayanda is saying, Arnold. Arnold is saying, in a derby, anything can happen depending on the mentality of players who are playing. But the mentality of our players is already bad. You remember under who's this guy? Kevin Johnson, how horrible our mentality was because the coaches were bad. And Manele is saying, Pelo, my brother, Sharp Kunja, and I'm good. Luvu is watching from Steak Sprite, who's saying, we have a group of good players who are low on confidence and the coaches can't do anything to uplift. And we keep on just using the word coaches for these people. It's embarrassing. Because is saying we can't be okay with losing a derby. They must go whatever happens. The problem, Kosing Pile, is that they don't go if we win the derby. They just don't. If they win the derby, they don't go. Uspusiso is saying the 4-sub is a tactic used by Springbok. It's kind of similar. But we are not Springboks. This is not rap because when they put on big men, they know they're about to go too many scrums and whatnot. Why would you bring on four players? Umtobis is saying Olampelo sigubhekile la eFryhead. Mkhaya. David is saying the problem is that if by some chance they lose tomorrow, they fire the coaches, they're gonna bring in some dead coaches just like Ntsegi last time. Chief management is like they were forced to work. But at least if they bring in caretakers, we know they are caretakers. Because these two were not technically caretakers. What they were coaches until the end of the season. They were not called caretakers because the management made them co-coaches. Like it wasn't, no, they are caretakers. It was, they are co-coaches. So if a caretaker comes in, we know he's living in June. These ones, it was like, if they win the CAF Confed, they are staying. If they win the league, they are staying. But the caretaker, we know he's living. So, yeah. You have my comments, Aseba Manengi. But thank you for the comments. I'm not complaining. Untobeko is saying, kwakufanele bahambe vele with Nabi. That was my position since the beginning. Exactly. They were supposed to live with Nabi if the management thought Nabi was not good. Amlosh is saying, we knew the coaches didn't have experience, but they've made mistakes that left us scratching our heads. From playing Morris in the crucial cup game after losing absence to 4 months when leading 1-0. Right? I know. I am Mangale saying, below my brother, Sharp Kunjani, even if we lose 10-0, the management will not bring any coach. They will keep these guys. No coach is coming. Ish. Might be true, Njalo. I rather accept losing to Sundowns than to Pirates. It will be more painful but also beneficial if they sack the coaches. Utek Mufukeng is saying, I'll take Vela as a caretaker coach any day. And then Eric is saying, should Kaizer Shinga play in the Soweto derby to prove himself because Pirates have pacey wingers? They're not going to start him. Never. They're not going to start him in a derby. They had a chance to play him against Stellenbosch, but they benched him. So that tells you a lot. They didn't play him in the game that could have eased him into being fit for the match, but they decided not to play him. Uti Mul is saying, at this point, I won't mind Vela Khumalo coaching. Exactly. Umkwena Sipo is saying, Pelo, my brother, Mina, I will be happy nje if we win the game because it's Orlando Pirates, but I have no hope, my brother. Sipo Mkwena, Dobsonville. Hey, Sipo, my son Bonaksasa. Well, I won't be there. I will be doing a watch along, but because Bazo Bonaksasa will interview. Ulwandle is saying those club now looks like family business. They are a family business. Luvo is saying the coaches don't know how to read the game. They are feeling the pressure that Nabi felt, and they thought they can do better, and now they are found wanting, and they can see they are good assistants. Exactly. Okay, so now let's look to the second thing, the system, and how Pirates will look to play and how Chiefs will look to play. So I will spend next 3 to 5 minutes on this. So here we go. So this is the predicted starting 11 from both teams. On Pirates' side, there is China, there is Siema, there is BC, there is Hoto. I won't be surprised if they bench BC for Chabatane, because Chabatane played well in the previous game. Van Rooyen as a right back, Makaula, Nemtajela, Maswanganyi as a 10, Mufukeng, Apolis, Mbutuma. This is how it looks like on the surface, and this is what I predict for Chiefs. Silva leads the line, Shabalala behind him, and we'll explain why later on. Dupreez as a winger, and then McCarthy as well, Miguel coming back, Kunika, Solomons, Ngob. What you'll notice here is the players in Dupreez, he's here for pace. Solomons, he's here for pace because Miguel is going to get inside when Chiefs are attacking. But the problem that we're going to have with Pirates is that when they move forward, Mbutuma moves here, and then Mfukeng moves in here, so he drifts between the space. And then what you have next is Apolis also occupying the space, and then you have Van Rooyen opening up here, and then you have Maswanganyi just playing behind here, which then means Mbutuma is closer there, and then Makaula Benonemtajela also add numbers like this, as Usiema, Nosbisi come here, and then obviously Hoto occupies the space on the left. The thing with this is Dupreez now has this whole entire space. See the space that Dupreez has? That's the entire space that Dupreez will have to attack against Siema, who, if we're being honest, has his own mistakes. So if Pirates comes to Chiefs with that idea of wanting to play in a sense that they are aggressive towards Chiefs, Chiefs will also try to hit them on counters as quickly as they possibly can. So I think that works for Chiefs to a certain point, because, as I said, this space Dupreez will be trying to attack. But remember, Dupreez won't just stand here. Instead, McCarthy will come inside, Miguel will come inside, Silva is here, why is he there? And then Dupreez will kind of be a left wing back. But still, if Pirates comes with the ball and they are here, and they lose it somehow, then Dupreez has all of the space to attack, and Abu Solomons can now be in a foot race, Abu Lilepo be in a foot race, because when Chiefs are defending in this shape, Lilepo comes here, and then will become something that looks like this, a 5-2-3. Miguel here, McCarthy here, Solomons here, and then Dupreez here. So Chiefs end up playing with the back five. And in playing with that back five, they have that space to attack, and also on the opposite flank, they have all of that space to attack. And given that Abo Sbisi Balele and Sundowns exploited this, I wonder if Pirates will maybe keep Hoto deeper, or even have Usbisi here, Siema here, and keep Van Rooyen here, so that then they can allow Apolis to be wide because he has good deliveries. Maybe Nemtajela can end up being the guy who's here, and they look something like this in their attempt to try and mitigate the risk that Chiefs might try to exploit by attacking the sides. So that's the danger from Pirates. The danger from Chiefs is obviously one thing and one thing only: hit them hard with pace. That's the hope. That's it. That's the game plan for Chiefs. What did you expect from me? What did you expect from me? Of course, they're going to try and hit them on a counter as quickly as possible. And I think that is the plan. That is the thing that Kaizer Chiefs coaches are hoping for. But what I'm also hoping for is that if you're enjoying the content, you can also help the channel financially by contributing any amount to this account number that is shown on the screen. Guys, any amount is acceptable, and I just want to give a shout out to the people who have already contributed and have helped with the money to, for one, pay for Uber for people who are in my team, 2 people who are in my team who are going to the stadium to record the post-match interviews. So if you also want to be or want to assist in that sense, these are the bank details. I'm just going to leave them on the screen for a second, and I'm also going to give a shout out because I also have to practice gratitude to the people who have contributed. And those people who have contributed are, number one, there is Konobhale nje ukuthi Khosi TV, I appreciate that. Konobhale ukuthi Mpilo, I appreciate that. Spesihle Ngube, I appreciate that. Okuhle Ncwama, I appreciate you. So thank you to everyone who has contributed, and yeah, this is the account, and if you want to also contribute, you can do so. Thank you so much to everyone, and now let's get back to the video. Okay, let me read some of your comments before I just continue with the prediction for the match. Uluvuyo is saying the coaches don't know how to read the game. They are feeling the pressure. Okay, I read this one. Uchovan is saying when we lose the derby, Cedric Kaizer will translate his sacking to Chesik. Spuzi is saying the problem is supporters thinking the assistants were better than Nabi. That is true. Usihle is asking what streaming platform I use to watch PSL. I watch it on DSTV now. Aunjabulo is saying siyawina noma siyadliwa abahambe. Kodwa mpila mfuthu washo. Mbulazo Miyama from Pongolo. Yes, Mfoka Khumalo. Ngangisho lokudala. I think inkinga, that is why I created the channel, the Cutback. Win or lose, you still have to dissect the performance, because a performance tells you a lot. Uguti, you can't say for 7 games after you take over as a coach, there's no clear structure. It's always grinding results. It's important to grind results. You can't always grind results just for the sake of it. You can't. Our general is saying they are clueless, and the worst part is they changed players that performed last game. Just like I don't think they will play Uchislet tomorrow. Upapake is saying you can't prepare a player like Chislet for 7 months. Forget we lost Luke Flus without playing a single game. Chiefs is dead. The only solution is to sell the club, and left Jessica and Kemis. They are not selling that. Our Unc is saying, good evening, Khosi family. These coaches don't care at all. Can the boys do their best? Oh, coach, they do care. They're just clueless. Please like the video. We are on 107 people currently watching, but only 60 likes. Uchovan is saying, if Dupreez miss another sitter, he must go on loan. Luvuyo is saying, with the players we have, the coaches don't play to their strengths, and Da Silva will never be effective if he's not fed with the balls, and the coaches are hoping for individual brilliance. That is why Lilepo plays most games, even if he's not performing, because he's one player who will likely give you individual brilliance. Go back to the game against Gallants. The team is playing nonsense, but the coaches know he can score. And then the game against, what's the name of the team? Stellies. They were hoping that he could come up with something like that again. He didn't. They were screwed. The Piper Ripper is saying the players should just share the kit and the winding up of the institution should begin. A whole decade and the team has been failing to connect. I don't even know if we're progressing or what. English with Prince officially saying, I personally feel like the 2 coaches are not that bad. Just that Hunt has mastered how to beat our technical team. It happens, bro. We shouldn't be impatient with the 2 coaches. But the thing is, we didn't just lose to Hunt. We could have beaten Al Masry here at home. We didn't beat them 3-1. We beat them 1-0. Even Zamalek, we could have beaten them here at home. We didn't, because we're 2 cowards. We're cowards. That's the problem. Upetolo is saying, I would rather we lose if the coaches would be fired. Wow. There are 83 votes on that thing. The poll is on. We're going to close it in the next few minutes when we get to 100 votes. The question is, would you rather lose the derby if it means the coaches will get fired? That's the question that is being asked. You can vote. The poll is open. Eric is saying, I also feel like favoritism is playing a major role because Paseka Marco has not been doing well and most goals come from his side. And also Mdu, despite his not being good. Untu is saying, tomorrow I'm supporting the team Kaizer Chiefs from the coaches to players. Utek Mufukeng is saying, open Azisheko account below. Will share Uber voucher. What is Azisheko account? I have no idea what that is. Jan is saying, Ololompelo, I'm here in Free State, Sasolburg. Umlosh is saying, quality players are important, but at times we need players who give their all on the field. Effort doesn't need talent. Example, difference between Solomons and Mtau is effort. Mtau won't let you go. Who the best trader is saying, it's my time being scared of Pirates. It's the first time being scared of Pirates. You cannot be scared of Pirates because Chiefs are playing nonsense and they are coached nonsense. I'm sorry, but I could never choose for my club to lose. I've already accepted that they will only let go at the end of the season. Umokone Sipo is saying, with a good coach, Dupree can do better. I think we need a striker coach this coming season. We've been needing a striker coach. I agree with you there. And then Umtokozi is saying, Olampilo, man, I'm watching from Kwamhlabi. I pray these plumbers can give us an by and Batman some more minutes. They won't. If Yabona anyone who did not play against Stellies, I find it very difficult to think they will be played in this game. Because if you are getting mised in a game against Stellies, what are the odds that these coaches will play you? It's just something that I don't see happening. So yeah, it's yeah. Untul is saying, Lilepo, please check other players if they feel they will score for you. Pass up all or info. Yeah, the selfishness, shame. A lot of people have complained about it. Upenzon Puleng is saying, Pilo, Chiefs need someone like Dan Malisela who know how to shout like nobody's business. The problem with Dan Malisela, we've had a problem with this. Yabona Umalisela can get the team playing, keeping the ball, rotating the ball around. I think he would be a good member of a technical team, but not a head coach. Because the issue with Malisela's teams that he's coached, they just don't have an end product. Obviously, someone will argue that, well, that's because he hasn't coached a big team yet. But also the fact that Malisela has been disciplined for drinking with players and all of those things, we can't have that. That's the problem. We're 7 votes away from closing the poll there, and 59% of people are saying they would rather Chiefs lose if it means those Palambas go. Umhambi is saying we have problems as Chiefs, but we must not come with losing mentality. Utumelo is saying Dupree must start with Lilepo and Flavio because he's one player that knows how to score against Pirates. Usita is saying Chiefs must look at what Pirates did to pick themselves back up to glory days. Use that as a foundation. Well, for starters, they went and got a proper coach. Chiefs had done that and then they messed it up. Asanda is saying, Njengoba bengijima engathi khona umuntu obadonsayo. Njengoba begijima, they are running like someone is pulling them back. These players were much faster when they arrived. That is true. Motivation has been lost and effort has gone down. Our stage is saying losing the derby is never an option. Rather win the derby and see the end of the season, because no point in getting a coach at this point of the season. Just let them finish the season. The only issue, as though I agree with you, which I don't want to lose the derby. Losing the derby sucks. I would rather draw a derby. I wonder, what if Chiefs scored 3 goals and conceded 3 because the coaches made wrong subs? I think that sounds better than losing. Like imagine we score a goal we score another one, then the coaches make bad substitutions and we end up drawing. I think that's better than saying let's lose so that they get fired. Because I don't think the management will will resist the noise that the fans will have if we're to lose in this game, because it would be loud. The best trader saying, Pelo, after the derby, I need you point out players that we don't need next season. Oh, I can tell you now. But remind me after the derby. Suppose was saying Pirates can change tactics. Chiefs changes personnel. That's true all the time. Chiefs is all about personnel, but never changing tactics, which is just something that sucks. Uguti, they don't know how to adapt their tactics to better suit the game. We're 2 votes away from closing the poll. And then Umlosh is saying, oh, out in funde, le commenting as in funde. Eric is saying, where's Pulemondi? He's probably going to play. He might play. General is saying we will have goals if Sereno and Chislet players are taking midfielders. It will be better because there's more creativity. Lilepo is our best player at Chiefs right now. If you play 2 attacking midfielders, my brother, you are sbulala god, because the work rate now kind of drops, because Chislet, decent footballer, he works, but the work rate is nowhere near Maboe. And if you play Maboe and you play Chislet and Sereno, you're kind of killing us a bit there. Umlosh is saying, I think the management sabotaged the coaches by doing this co-coaching situation. I just think this poor coaching decision as a result of trying to accommodate each other. That is also a factor. I won't disagree with that. That is also a factor, because maybe some decisions are made as a compromise. Okay, we must agree on this, but I don't agree with him on this, which is why some people were questioning who's actually coaching Chiefs, and that's a very important thing. Now, my predictions. I think that even though the players are not happy with the coach, the noise, the environment, because even though I want these coaches to go, and I'm even at a point where I'm like, if that means we lose so that they go, so be it. But I don't feel peace with that. So I know that the players won't feel peace with losing the derby either. So I think there will be a fight from Chiefs. I think Pirates now, with their confidence being low, this being a derby and all might help. So I think the game will be a 1-1 draw. We know Chiefs can't score more than that. I foresee a game whereby Pirates will be attacking Chiefs and Chiefs will be defending. But ultimately, Pirates or Chiefs will get a counter, score a goal, and then Pirates will continue attacking until they score, in which case then the match becomes a draw. That's my prediction. You guys are going to tell me yours on the comment section. But for now, thank you so much for watching me, joining me. You are watching me, but thank you so much for joining. I will be live tomorrow from 2:30 to build up for the derby. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.